Hello, Kim Adams here, and let's have a conversation about feeling stuck. Do you feel stuck in your anxiety, stuck in your depression, stuck in unhealthy eating, stuck in whatever it is that you feel is holding you back from being happy or healthier or just feeling better about yourself? So many of us get in that stuck state. But the most frustrating thing about being stuck is that you probably know what you need to do, you're just not doing it. You know that you need to drink more water. You know that you need to eat healthier, move more. You know you need to practice getting out of those negative thought loops that spiral you into anxiety. You know you need to connect with people and make sure you have friendship groups and more social events so that you're not stuck in depression on your own. We know all these things. We're not stupid. We're smart. We're educated. We've read the books. We've listened to the podcasts. We often, most always, have some good idea of what we are meant to do to get us out of being stuck in whatever bad habit or mental health challenge that we have. And the reason we get stuck, even though we know what we need to do, is not about motivation. It's not that you're not motivated. It's not that you lack motivation or that you're lazy or that you're hopeless. It's simply your brain doing its thing. And sometimes the brain is not very helpful. Our brain is designed to keep us safe. Your brain is not, your primary purpose of your brain is not to make you happy, unfortunately. It is to keep you safe. So that means it is hypervigilant to looking for threats, looking for what could harm you. And one of the things the brain doesn't like is change, doing something different. And we all have probably experienced or have someone we know who seems to stay in a really bad relationship, even though they're not happy and they're miserable. But the thought of changing and being without a relationship and not knowing how long it will be before you can meet someone or not knowing if you can cope on your own, the fear of change keeps you or them stuck in something that is ultimately destroying you. But we will stay where it is comfortable, even if it is painful, rather than change because the threat of change, the threat of the unknown. So we will stay doing the same things again and again because it is comfortable and it is known. And one of the reasons then we can't use motivation as the excuse or the reason or the technique to get us out of being stuck often is because that's our thinking part of our brain. And we can think our way to understanding. We all understand generally what are our challenges or what we need to change. We understand because we've thought about it, we've learnt about it, we've read about it. But what we need to do is feel it. We can think our way to understanding, but we need to feel our way to healing. And that means to get under the thinking to the emotion and to the body, connecting in with the body and changing how those thoughts and those emotions are registering in our body. Our body holds on. If we can get our body to let go and release those tensions or struggles or stuck emotions, stuck thought patterns that we have around a certain issue, that's when the healing starts. The healing doesn't start with the learning about the problem. That's where your understanding of your problem begins. The healing then has to move past simply thinking and understanding. Yes, we need to continue to look at how we can work with our mindset and our thought patterns, but that alone often won't change being stuck. Because if that was the case, everyone would get on a diet and stick to a diet. Everyone would start a gym program and stay on the gym program. Everyone would leave situations that they knew intellectually were unhealthy for them. But we don't. So we need to tap into the body and the wisdom. And how do we do that? We can do it a few different ways. Sometimes it's helpful to work with a mentor or a coach or a guide that starts to dig beneath the conscious into the subconscious, into our shadows, that which we don't want to accept about ourselves or deal with, our past, potentially, emotions that haven't shifted, that have become stuck in the body. So someone that can work with you through that. And often that will involve movement. So if you're just wanting to start to look at it from just working with yourself, anything that taps into moving the body, and I love in particular any movement that is connected with the breath. And that is why I love yoga. Yoga isn't simply a physical practice for me. It is part of my physical practice, and I do love the physicality of yoga. But more importantly, yoga provides the opportunity to connect breath and movement. So you get out of the thinking and just start to tap into feeling into your body and learning to understand more about your body, where the tension is, what's holding on, where you need to let go. And it can be amazing sometimes, especially if I'm working in one-on-one with a client, where we'll be in a pose and there'll be just that release, that physical release, and then all these emotions just come up. Tears, sometimes people can shake because the emotion is a physical energy leaving the body. So using the body to open up what is stuck is probably one of the most beneficial things you can do. So you can certainly start doing that on your own, looking at maybe yoga or Tai Chi. Dancing is also wonderful because, again, you're connecting the body with breath and stepping out of the mind. But particularly in terms of healing anxiety and depression and stuck emotions, I love using yoga as part of a therapeutic approach, combining it with talking about challenges and combining it with identifying mindset blocks. But doing that on its own without working with the body, you will get there, but it will take a long time. So I hope this has been helpful. If you would like to discover more, please reach out to me. Go to my website, kimadams.au. Like and subscribe here if you're on YouTube. If you're on Instagram, please follow me and DM any questions that you might have. So trying to get unstuck, don't stay in your head because you will stay stuck. If you can drop down into your body, that is where the healing and the release will happen.